are up.
Woohoo.
Hello, scoundrels. We're back here on actual play for more Blades in the Dark, the Wobbegong crew. I think we're on episode 13. Can this be real? Have we played that many games? It's awesome.
I know, we've been playing since summer.
I know, it's wild. Last session, we robbed the Dimmer Sisters, which is one of those, like, it's like one of those get out of jail free, consequence free kind of scores, I think. Nobody notices. They're just like, we pulled it off so smoothly, they had no idea what hit them. I say this facetiously. Charming was running around, like arm wrestling one ghost and one live person, and being like, "You know who I am? Do you know who I am?"
Well, we do now.
So that's fun times. Yeah. So hi guys, good to see all of you. And Judd, do you want us to do? We were talking before stream about doing some bookkeeping. That we have a couple gangs and we haven't fleshed them out. Judd, do you want us to do that first, or do you want to do payoff from?
Let's do. Let's do the gangs and stuff. Let's get those details set.
Sounds good. All right, so I'm going to pull them up. So we have two gangs that we've acquired recently. One is a gang of thugs, which were the folks that worked in the warehouse that. Oops, somebody and I are both clicking the same thing.
Yep. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I was trying to. I wanted to mess around with the factions and just bump some numbers up and down.
Okay, why don't you do that and
I already did. I did it.
Nice. So we have two gangs, and I will show them on screen their excitement of thugs and skulks. And for each of them, what we should do is give the gang a name, pick an edge or two for them, and then pick a flaw or two for them.
Nice.
Flaw, you have as many flaws as you do edges. And then if we have names for individual members, like I think, Judd, do you remember the name of the kid who came and was like, I got a bag of apples to go be a spy for Ulf Ironborn.
I'll see if I have that written down.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hold on.
Because that kid, he got his shirt all torn up and then had to get back up. He seems
I think Jay did name it. Jay's pretty good about throwing out names whenever he's dealing with them.
I thought we called him Rook.
I thought it was like Noah.
Was it?
I referred to him as a rook because he was a little skulk. he was a little.
I mean, I have no problems with that. So why don't we start with them since we kind of have like a better feel for them. We know that these scrappy little kids, and they've been following Charming around and getting dressed all dandy. And I think eventually we're gonna expand them to be skulks and rooks. But right now, skulks are scouts, infiltrators, and thieves.
My favorites.
Yeah.
Could I love them more?
Yeah. They operate at our tier when doing those actions. So if we send them out to go do a sneaky thing, they'll have 2 dice. They operate at quality 0 for anything else. So if we tell them to go beat somebody up, they can do it, but not with any skill.
But that's what we have thugs, right? That's why
we have exactly. I mean, right. Yeah. Just know that a gang is good at doing a couple things. So they get 1 or 2 edges, and the edges are fearsome. The cohort is terrifying in aspect and reputation. Independent. The cohort can be trusted to make good decisions and act on their own initiative in the absence of direct orders. I think both of those are terrible ideas for these.
Yes, I agree.
Loyal. The cohort can't be bribed or turned against you. Seems
up with the
possible. And tenacious. The cohort won't be deterred from a task. I also can imagine the kids as being tenacious.
I like loyal because of their adoration of Charming and the fact that they're easily bribed with candy.
Well, you could also save them from slavery.
Well, I mean, I've been training them with candy, so I mean,
I was going to say, I mean, if they're easily bribed, that doesn't speak well to the loyalty.
No, they're easily bribed by me with candy.
But I agree with the fact that we did save them from a life of slavery and human trafficking, and that charming really has given them a whole lot of personal attention.
Yes.
Like, listen, all you, go live on the boat. So I think Loyal is great.
Yeah, I like Loyal.
That's good.
Awesome. So now since we picked one edge, they also get one flaw. They can be principled. The cohort has an ethic or values they won't betray. They can be savage. The cohort is excessively violent and cruel. They can be unreliable. The cohort isn't always available due to their obligations, stupefaction, or due to other obligations or stupefaction from their vices, etc. I kind of like the idea that we put them in school, and so like they're not always available because we might be having them like in class as they have to get educated. Anyway, it's just my personal idea. So when we want them, they're not always there. And wild. The cohort is drunken, debauched, and loudmouth.
Oh, definitely that one.
I mean,
Makes
if they're following
perfect
after
sense.
charming,
Yeah.
it certainly could be.
No, you just have to think of, instead of drunken and debauched, you just have to think of them sugar high and hyperactive.
Yeah.
I could just see them telling everybody to go F themselves when asking them, oh yeah, we went to school. Yeah, we're at school right now. Mm-hmm. That's what we're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, what do you guys like? I like unreliable. It makes total sense to me with kids.
I like unreliable also.
Yeah.
Jay, is that
Yeah, it works.
good to you?
Mhm.
Okay. Unreliable. I can spell. I know words.
Yay.
And then do we have a few names? I'm gonna just, since there's 12 of them, I think if you have names, just throw them out and we'll add them.
Noah is one that's come up.
Noah is one. I'm gonna add in Spike.
Okay.
Because that is the boyhood name of my father-in-law, and I think it's adorable to imagine him.
That was actually my nickname when I was growing up.
Perfect.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
I like Prince.
Prince. Nice. Scrappy was one. Scraggy.
Scrappy's good.
Oh, Shaggy.
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 That was the name of my dog growing up.
There you go.
Cool.
Oh, it was. Yeah.
Nice. Noah, Spike, Prince, and Shaggy. I'm good. We can certainly do more, but I'm good with those as a couple of the notable ones. Awesome. And then what do we want to call them? So they're a gang of skulks. And Pete, I think you had the idea of like the Baker Street Irregulars as like.
Yeah, I wanted something like that. I wanted something like the.
Yeah. So I think we could call them like, I don't know, like the Brightstone Newsies, or
Can we call them like the
Boys.
Remoras? Because those are what feed on sharks.
Ooh.
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 I mean, that's pretty vicious, but
Well, I mean, they're attached. They're attached to us, indelibly attached to us. Let's put
And
it.
it's a symbiotic relationship, I believe.
Yes, it is. So.
sounds perfect to me. Jay, you got that?
Hello, my little limpets.
Remoras.
My little Remoras.
That's beautiful. That's great.
Thanks.
And I even spelled it correctly. Yay! Okay.
You are the man.
I can spell words with a few syllables. Okay, now we have our thugs. Now these are the guys that worked at the warehouse. They were former Hive employees that we said, hey, you can be killed, you can run away, or you can work for people that don't do this kind of crap. And they after being chased out by ravenous ghosts, they elected for the working for us option. Is that correct? Am I remembering that right? Or were they captives, but of the older variety?
Yeah, I thought they were older captives. I don't remember you guys.
Yeah,
dealing with-
it was the people we saved from the.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So I dog. Sorry, I have a restless puppy in my lap.
It's okay.
But he loves you.
It's not the worst problem to have, but say hello. Hello. Okay.
I like
So
the
these
Cage
are
Boys.
the Cage Boys,
The Caged Men.
the Caged Men.
Oh, that's
Ooh,
interesting.
there you go.
It's appropriate.
Yeah, that's good. I like it.
Cool. And I mean, it practically sounds like a whole crew in and of itself, if they ever splinter off from us. All right. So the caged men, same rule. They are killers, brawlers, and roustabouts. When they do things that involve beating people up, they roll 2 dice, and anything else they will have 0. And just like our Moras, we can spend an upgrade to give them another food as well. They're same edges: fearsome, independent, loyal, and tenacious.
I like either fearsome or tenacious for these guys.
I'm not opposed to either of those, but I'm inclined towards independent because we've specifically asked them to basically take care of the warehouse with us not having to be there. And like they've been the ones that have been laying guard and sort of keeping our turf.
Yeah.
I like savage as a flaw for them though. Like they've been through some shit, and they've right now.
Well, we can give them 2. So so Pete, if you like the independent, I'm happy with either fearsome or tenacious as a second edge, and then we can give them a second flaw.
Okay,
cool.
let's do tenacious as the second one. Independent and tenacious.
Does that work for you, Jay?
Yeah, that's fine. That works.
We can buy them up more if we want as well.
The only reason why I was thinking fearsome is because the ghost presence that's still lingering.
But I think that plays into savage better.
Okay.
Oh,
That's
interesting.
what I was thinking when you said that. I think that plays into savage.
The fact that they were, they were slaves and they had to, kill their way out, and they.
But I think that also being surrounded by ghosts is
I like the idea
thing.
that a couple of them might be possessed by really crazy hungry ghosts as well on occasion.
Yeah, that's true.
Like doing what we want.
It could actually start to become a rite of entering the gang,
Yeah, exactly. Have
You
them go for a ride.
Yeah, they have to work in this freaking haunted as hell place. We're like, yeah, stick around in this crazy haunted warehouse. I think we're all pretty strong on savage, right? And
Yes.
Jay, if you want to add fearsome as a third edge, we can certainly buy it up, because I'm not opposed to that at all, especially if we build them a reputation as being super scary.
How about we see how they act a little bit? Maybe we could build fearsome up as they live.
But they need a second flaw now, so they can be principled, they can be unreliable, or they can be wild. I think savage and wild is a particularly dangerous combination. It makes for some real it's effectively like you're buying unreliable for free with that combo.
I think principled works best for them, given that they're interested in breaking the hive
Trafficking.
slave trade.
Yeah.
I like that. So that they have to have a ethic or value that they won't betray, and I think that's is it we won't deal with the hive? Is it we won't deal with human trafficking? Seems like to me like we won't sell in the trade of flesh.
Yeah.
Pretty okay. Flesh trade. All right. The caged men, the captives, the hive. For us. Will not traffic the sale of flesh. Does not mean they won't sell ghosts.
Well, ghosts are technically human.
Well, that depends on which whisper you're talking to. Yeah, I think that's a largely contentious. And cool. All right, and do we have a couple names for any of them? I know they haven't come up name-wise, but I think we should give them a couple.
Can we name one of them Silas? I've always wanted to name somebody Silas.
That's a nice name.
Yeah, four more Kyles.
Yeah, Finn.
Four more
P-H-I-N.
Kyles.
Then
Sure.
I want a Kara.
Yep.
K-R-A. And
TikTok.
There you go.
Cool. Excellent. And we can add more as we need them. And we've named them the Caged Men, but that is not a gender assignment. That is just a name they've been given. There are men and women amongst them.
Cool.
We call them the Caged Ones if we want to make it less gender specific.
Yeah, I like that. Is that okay?
That's good.
Caged Ones?
Caged Ones is fine.
I do like it.
Yeah. The Moras and the Caged Ones. Cool. Nice. Chat, if you have awesome ideas for character names, we will. I am more than happy to throw in rad ones because we got about a dozen per gang. So if I see them in chat, I will definitely just start adding them in, and you'll be like, "Where did we get this?" You'll be like,
"Surprise!
John gave it to us." Yes. Nice. So I think that does. That handles everything. Those are the only changes that we got from last session. Was that we had we got a crew upgrade, and so we brought the Remoras on. All right.
Loot.
Yeah, or something. I don't know what Skrillex gonna pay us in. We never talked about money.
What was that information on how to kill the demons?
Yeah, he said the pitch for this job was a brilliant one. Judd is smart in these ways. He said, if you want to know about getting the demons out of Duskfall, you should read the Emperor. A book that the Emperor wrote before the Cataclysm. I used to have this book, but it was stolen from me by the Dimmer sisters. I'd be happy to help you uncover its secrets. Understand its meaning if you were to get it back for me. So, yeah, it was a smart move there. So yeah, I don't know that there's specifically coin coming along with that job, but there's definitely heat.
Oh, we were like thieves in the night. What are you talking about?
Yeah, maybe.
It's a good thing we relied on stealth and infiltration.
Yes.
I mean, to be fair, I don't think we made a lot of noise outside the Dimmer sisters' house.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
that was a pretty quiet job.
Yeah. I mean, they must hate our asses, but
Oh yeah,
what's our faction?
I'm feeling that.
Judd, I'll let you do it in any order, but I'm curious as to what our faction status with the Dimmer sisters is now.
It is now -2.
Okay. So we're not quite at war with them.
Not
quietly kicked a door
quite.
through a wall. Quietly.
Stealthily.
Shh, I'm being really quiet. Shut up, or I'll fucking kill you.
I can tell you're being very quiet.
Oh man, I stressed myself out.
Yeah, that last session was
Me
a
too.
high stress game.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Good.
Yeah, we all had gotten our stress down to like 0-1,
Yeah.
and we're all like maxed out now.
That brings a smile to my face.
So glad to hear.
Judd was doing his job.
I did my job.
My job here is done.
There were a lot of desperate rolls in that game, and a
Yeah,
lot
there
of
were.
them weren't our strong suits either, or even if they were our strong suits, we weren't rolling hot.
No.
I was rolling well for the first time.
That's good.
The only reason why I survived is the reckless thing should get me killed, but sixes don't.
Yeah, let's get a 6. Yeah, looking at our last couple rolls: prowess 6, attune 6. There's that finesse that almost tanked us, but thank God for Ghost Veil. Slipped that anyway.
Yep.
Yeah, charming command 6. Yeah, no,
Cool.
we skirmished. Yeah, you did. You actually had quite a. You got through a lot of hairy situations.
Yeah, I think it was a 3-heat job.
Wow.
I think it was contained standard exposure, and the only +1 is because of it happened on hostile turf. You guys didn't kill anybody.
Nope.
That's amazing for us. How is that possible?
I kept on making that decision throughout after every roll. Like, do I kill? Like, up or down here, man?
Oh, you're a good person.
Right. Well, I mean, the goal of the thing was to get the book and get out, right? Killing anyone didn't overcome any obstacles.
And it wasn't in the plan. We weren't in there to decimate the sisters. We were there.
But we did kidnap a ghost.
Yes, we have a ghost.
Technically, you kidnapped a ghost.
Maud was definitely complicit in it. Maud was like, "Here's a little speedball for you."
All for one and one for all. Oh, goes out the window when I steal a ghost, huh? All right.
She didn't fight Charlie. I mean, this is the second time Charlie's been like, "I got a ghost. What do I do with it? Got hit in a full Nelson."
Leave it behind. It's bad enough you're bringing home the strays. Now you're bringing home the stray ghosts as well. And what are they going to do to the dining room? That's what I'd like to know.
Yeah, we don't really have a little place to have ghosts, except for the warehouse.
We'd build a ghost lounge.
Which isn't really like a contained place.
A ghost vault.
Ghost haunt.
We could do one of those containment units and be the new Ghostbusters.
Pack would work for what's that level 5 gang? The Magisterium? Is it? No.
The Ministry of Preservation?
Yeah. That's where Peck comes from.
Yeah.
This is Brick. Peck.
Cool. Let's see. Rep. I think we only are going to get 2 rep, right?
Yep.
Because we targeted a gang artier.
Yep. You did not punch up.
Yeah.
Even though you thought you did, because I was good at describing the Dimmer sisters.
Oh, you made them very, very scary. I'm not going to deny that.
Yeah. No,
that's very satisfying.
I'll take 2 rep. That's fine. I mean, this wasn't a job about rep. This wasn't a job about being the bad assassins. This was just to get this book. My crew hasn't killed anyone inside the city since Leech invented a hot air ballooning. So you just hot air balloon somebody out of the city and then kill them.
There you go.
I mean, that's been our plan: is to take people out on a boat and kill them outside the.
That's what that lost
district. That's right. We have a boat.
It's the murder boat.
I killed some people on that boat.
Funny, I always thought it was the smuggling boat.
Well, tomato.
We turn them into ghosts on the boat, then smuggle the boats out of there, which has literally happened. Literally happened. We've actually done that.
Yes, I know. I missed that one, unfortunately, but yes, I was regaled.
Yep. Yeah, I can only imagine the number of people who have basically their form of murder has just been exile. Like, yeah, I don't need to kill you, just get out of the city. I'm sure there's Deathlands wanderers walking around. There's people trying to recover the Lost District walking around. There's railjacks out there. All sorts of whole ecology, I'm sure, that tries to survive outside the Deathlands.
Yep.
I can't imagine they do it very well, but you know, someone's got to have succeeded. So we got rep, we got heat. Judd, if you're rolling our entanglements, we are currently at 5 heat.
Oh snap!
Dang.
5 heat, 1 wanted.
Don't we get a minus heat for the ship?
We do, but that doesn't.
No, but only at 4 or less, right?
No, we get a minus heat every downtime action, but we don't get that reduction until after the entanglement roll is made.
Oh, gotcha.
So
I'm just going to roll fortune, right?
Yeah. I think you can actually click on wanted. No. Yeah, you can click on wanted and it'll roll it for you. The sheet is that slick.
Oh, dag.
Nice.
I know, right?
God, that's sexy.
I've got to admit, when I play face to face now, I'm like, this is really inconvenient.
I don't just have a button to click that knows how many dice to roll.
This is not
really annoying.
Where do I click?
If you click on wanted.
Oh yeah. Holy cow.
Sexy.
And then do I hold on, let me do that again.
Yeah, you don't need any bonus dice.
Okay, I'm gonna click on it again. I got rid of it. No bonus dice, just submit. Boom.
Yep. Should roll our wanted level.
Yep. Entanglement. 1.
Nice. There you go.
Gang trouble.
Oh, great. Awesome. That's a great one because it says if you have no gangs, ignore this one. But we have gangs.
Or questioning. Let's see. Let's look at questioning too.
The nice thing about gang trouble is that your gang gets in trouble because one of their flaws. So all those things we just described of like why our gangs are problematic are the things that then get them into trouble.
Cool. So I'm going to say it's questioning.
Cool.
One of the caged ones is brought in. Kara
Cool.
is brought in for questioning. And I'm going to make a fortune roll. And what is it? Just 1 die?
You determine the trait that they're rolling. I would argue that our thugs should get their quality against being questioned. I think blue coats I think our thugs are good at resisting being thumped by blue. That's just my thought. They're independent. They're thugs. Yeah. I think blue coat tactics are not, unless they're like spirit wardens or inspectors.
No. It's blue coats. So 1 die.
I would give them 2 because that's their quality.
Got it. I didn't know that. That's right. You guys.
Because we're tier 2 now.
Oh my goodness. You're grown ups.
It's 2 tiers. It's fresh ice.
It's like almost a wedding cake.
We're tier 2 in wealth as well.
Yeah, that's true. I think we're tier 1 in wealth. We all hit a full bar.
Tier 1, but anyway.
Yeah.
We're step up. Let's put it that way.
Cool. So, yeah, she keeps it mum, and it's just +1 heat. You can also pay 2 coin to get her out early before they even press her too hard.
I don't think we have that money.
Yeah, I know you guys are a little strapped right now.
Yeah, we spent everything going up in tier.
Yeah.
Love it. The scoundrels grind. Stressed out and broke. Welcome to a life of crime.
I don't think any of us have any coin. We have our stash. We could pull 4 out of our stash to do it. And drop that lifestyle we just recently acquired. I love it. It's literally the choice of like, do we have a nicer lifestyle, or do we let her
more heat? We have more heat.
Yeah, I think this is part of the. As much as dealing with ghosts is initiation, I think sweating it under blue coats is.
Yeah.
Like if we thought it was anything serious, we could do it more. But if it's like if people get rounded up, we kind of leave them left to their device. Like that's just part of what you do. So
she comes back with an eye swollen shut and a split lip, and before she walks into the hotel, she spits blood out into the canal, and then comes in and says, "They didn't even ask me any questions about you guys. I mean, they know I work with you, but they just wanted to know if I knew something about the scabs who have been helping with the unions. Something about terrorism, and do I know anything about them owning a warframe? Bunch of bullshit."
Sounds like Flights of Flancy to me.
Yeah. Apparently, some union thugs broke up some union breakers with some warframes.
Sounds like a damn shame.
Sounds like a myth. It sounds like a bunch of blue coats who don't want to do their job. So they said, "Oh, a warframe came. Give me a break."
It's probably what it is. Well done. We put together a bit of a get together for you. Come on, have a bit of a nip. Enjoy yourself. Get cleaned up. Go to get through the ringer.
Thanks, Charming.
Yeah, I think there's sort of the regular like food and drink of like you made it.
Yep.
And
we give her a little bit of the white lightning to help with that split lip.
Sure. I'm sure. I'm sure Scannon is at the ready.
Oh, I'm sure it hurts initially, but it deadens the pain almost immediately.
Maud is I think Maud is concerned, but as soon as we know that she's back, Maud is back on the dining room table with like covering half the table with some crumpled up charcoal scribbled on sheets of wax parchment, and she's taking notes as she's trying to decipher this book that they just stole, to see if she can figure out anything from it. And I think if it was written 1,000 years ago, and then some, that her results at this point without further work is just like, it's mostly nonsense to her.
Right.
I think it's sorry.
Yeah, no, I mean, you could hold on to it and not give it to him and take a long-term project to try to decipher it, but it's going to be rough.
Yeah. I think, Maud wants to go in as kind of as informed as she can, but after she's been like at it, what she's been trying to do is like do like cryptography, where she's like decoding a language she doesn't understand. And she's looking for common characters, and she's got all these like drawings of it, of like how many 3-letter words that use this, and just realizes it's like it would take her forever to figure this out.
This is absolutely fascinating mess you've made on a poor table.
That's what we put it here for.
Looks at the table, goes no, and walks away.
Maud kind of gives Scannon like a wry smile and says, "Well, we used to have a thing here that got us information a hell of a lot easier than this."
Right. It only cost the blood. It only cost the blood of a young lady the last time, right?
And you wanted a dinner table.
And look at what the dinner table has done. There's no blood on it. Plus, do you see the rich grain of this wood? Do you see
the smudge out? Yeah. No, you're right. This is the better way. It's a harder road, but it's a better one to go down.
Yes, it is.
So, Crow, you weren't there when Charmin and I made this deal, but I apologize. There was no specific payment agreed upon. I think in a bit of a rush, we assumed good faith on Skurlock's part, but it is possible that he's going to turn us away with nothing but a few bits of information from this book. I hope that's not the case, but I can't guarantee we're going to get coin out of this job.
I find that absolutely adorable. Here's a candy for you. I'll be out making the tea.
Can't tell if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Were you taking a piss?
Kyle says, is he angry?
That's a good question.
Who?
I'm not sure.
I can never tell with him.
That's always so creepy, mate.
No, I think he just assumes that he's going to get paid one way or the other. It doesn't matter what we agreed on.
Right.
I think he doesn't think it matters whether Skurlock wants to pay us either. She blows. There's some wisps of hair coming out, and she blows out of her face.
There's no way he... Oh, he totally would. Oh,
yeah, he would.
Yeah.
Kyle says he would. He totally would.
Well, that would be interesting.
Remember when he shot that Blue Coat captain, went through the hull in the ghost form?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. I'm going to go get my hair done.
We shouldn't dither on this. Let's get this book out of our hands. I want to know what's in it, and I don't want to have it if the Dimmer sisters come back for it.
Right.
They know who we are. They might as well know where we are. In fact, I'm fairly certain they do.
So you won't need more time with this thing then? We get right back on the boat and go.
I could spend another year on this and I wouldn't know what it said. I mean, I've got bits and scraps. Something about, a long line of history. But I can't tell if that's the Emperor's history or that of a demon for all I know.
Is there any way to copy it?
You see, like the book is written in like super fine, weird calligraphy, and you see Maud's handwriting is like in this big, giant charcoal mess on this wax paper, and she's got about like 10 or 12 characters out of the book that has like 250 per page on like one sheet of paper, right? Like I'm like, well, like it would be like 15 books thick for Maud to copy this. Maybe if she had better penmanship, it wouldn't be the case. But I could. I don't know. I don't know that we want to wait that long, though. I assume. Judd, is it reasonable to assume this thing is a mighty tome?
Oh yeah.
Small. Yeah.
And you don't really know where the information is, so yeah, it would take a while.
I'm asking you, mate. It should be on the realm of what I know, so it's up to you. What do you think we should do?
Scannon's going to return and go, get paid, of course. And a cup of tea for you, and a cup of tea for you, and a cup for me.
Maud like takes the tea, not even think. There's like a part of her that's like, Scannon might be poisoning me because I fucked this job up, but probably not.
No.
If he wanted to kill you, he'd just goes to your wall and stick you in your fucking face.
She's like drinking the tea. Let's finish the job. Let's turn in the book, and let's get paid.
That's very reasonable, and I'm excited to be a part of that plan.
But so as we don't raise his hackles, I think it should just be the three of us going. And plus, I don't think any of the rest of the crew wants to step foot in there.
Yeah, come on, fancy a bit of tea over at the Lord's Manor.
He says, I'll drive you lot there. I'm not walking in there.
I think the question here is whether you drank the tea or you ordered tea. But let's go.
Awesome. Yeah. I don't know if this is an appropriate cut to you, Judd, but I believe he offered us tea. I believe he offered us tea when we were there last time.
Yeah, he did. He did.
I don't know if it's an appropriate cut that we like set the glass down on the saucer, clink, and it's like in his house, in his manor. I don't know if there's like something we need to do to get in, but kind of like the idea that we set the teacup down and then
the next one is us lifting the new teacups,
and that's the teacup in his manor that he's just served us. I don't know if that's jumping too far ahead.
No. We can jump to the front door again, and there's the demonic head door knocker.
Nice.
I really think we should get one of these. Only I think it should be a shark's head.
Ooh.
I like it, mate.
It would reduce the excuses people have for not knocking.
Ooh, we can mess with them, like, and make the teeth on the knocker pots. You got to know where to put your fingers to knock right.
Oh, there you go.
Mod.
Oh, boy, I walk over and knock on the door.
Yeah, hey, Alex, thanks for joining us.
I know you're all waiting for it.
A young man answers the door, and you know that you know his face as soon as you see him. He's kind of wan and pale, and you know that he's the Lord Governor's son.
Oh my!
Wow.
And he has a cut. Like, he doesn't seem to know it. Like when someone has a really bad shaving cut, but this cut is on his neck, and his shirt is covered in blood, but he doesn't seem to notice. And he just says, "Hello, are you the Lord's? Are you Lord Skurlock's friends? He said some people might be coming today.
We're his guests. Yes.
Come on in." And he lets you in, and does not seem to notice that he's like
bleeding horribly.
As he like steps into, I'm turning around and I'm just putting my hands up. I'm looking at the both of them, both Scannon and Maud, and saying, "There's a reason why you let us saw this one's face. There's no going back, right? We understand that, right? Maybe I shouldn't be saying this out loud, right?"
Probably a good idea.
I think
Probably
if you say that,
keep
just
it
like
to
Maud looks at you and is like, I don't think he's paying attention, and just sort of like gesturing to the young man.
As I cross in front of the boy, I'm going to stop and I'm going to point at his shirt and go, "You might want to get that cleaned."
Yeah, I guess he turns and walks in and he's like a couple steps ahead of you and he falls. And then he picks himself up, and it's clearly from blood loss. And he picks himself up and says, "Oh, I'm sorry. I tripped over the carpet. He needs to get a maid in here."
I think we know the rest of the way. Why don't you?
He's out by the garden.
We'll find our way. Why don't you have a sit down? Maybe have a rest.
Yeah, I think a little.
Is the cut like is it continuing to bleed? I mean, does it look like he's gonna bleed out here if we just leave him alone?
You're not sure. And he actually takes your advice, and he sits in a sofa, and he takes out a spark pipe and starts to spark. He's like, "I just need a little nip."
Mate, you need a drink and a bite to eat, bro.
I think.
Are you my dad?
Ooh,
No, do what you want to do. Bye.
Oh sure. The kids you brought in, they're cute now, but wait till they get to be his age.
Yeah, right.
We seriously see Prince in a situation like this. Maybe Prince.
I don't see
not
Prince in
Shaggy.
a situation.
Can Maud
Possibly
get close
Spike.
enough to him to pull back his shirt a little bit and see how bad the wound is? I'd like to study the wound and see if it's seeping and
Make a roll. It's risky standard.
Is this a study roll to take a look at it, or am
Yes.
okay, cool. Yeah, sure. Let's do that. Let's totally pull that sheet up if I can. Come on, Maud, where are you? There you are. Risky standard. Oh, and none of us have de-stressed yet. So
Exactly.
All right, here
Sorry.
we go. No, it's fine. Risky standard, go. All right, I got it with some kind of complication. Which seems perfect.
It is perfect.
How apropos for us.
So, you look at it, but he bites you.
Oh no,
Awesome.
that was the opposite of what you should have done there.
When he bites into, I'm presuming it's an arm or a hand that he bites into?
He kind of gets to the shoulder.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab Maud by the shoulder and I'm going to drive him so that the back of his head is against the wall.
Yeah.
Drive her shoulder into his mouth, then take the handle of my dagger and prop it, and then remove Maud.
Make a roll. That sounds awesome.
So I have a question. Are you protecting Maud from this thing? You can
I'm
step
trying to.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to make a prowess roll to resist that harm.
Okay.
So I assume I was taking harm. Is that
Yeah.
good? Yeah. So if you make a prowess roll, you can reduce the harm, and you'll take it yourself instead of me.
Okay.
If there's any remaining, if
Okay.
there actually is any harm.
It's totally caught.
Cool beans.
Wow.
Cool. So
So he
you
takes
just take the 2 stress? Is that how it works?
He takes 2 stress, and how much harm was it going to be, Judd?
It was going to be a level 2 harm.
Okay. So then you have the choice of saying it's automatically reduced because resists always reduce it, but you have the choice of saying it's negated as well, just like you always do with resist. So either Scannon takes level 1 harm, or you could just say no, you push him out of the way so he can't.
Yeah, no. I don't want level 1. Just doesn't seem. You get in there and wedge him back.
Okay.
Charming is like just caught flat-footed. Like what?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I think
what the hell happened?
you saw his eyes cloud over black,
Mm-hmm.
and then when you do that and push him back,
Mhm.
His eyes come back, and you're all, I think, in combat ready, And he says, What's the matter, folks? You all look so serious.
No, not serious. Just merely a misunderstanding. And I pat him on the cheek.
But in that, I still succeeded, though. Yes.
Yes.
So
and what did you want to know?
I want to know whether or not he is going to be okay if he's left alone. Whether he's physically, whether he's going to like bleed out, or whether his wound is small enough that it'll close on its own.
He'll probably bleed out.
Okay. And do I have a sense of like in the next 10 minutes, in the next hour, in the next day?
Half hour.
Half hour. Okay. Great. Okay. That puts us on the clock.
Yeah.
So I think as we like step away, I'm like,
Step away.
Well, I assume we're stepping away. Like, I assume we're
there's no reason to. We're
not engaging with him any further. But I just sort of say in a low tone, like, that's the governor's son, and if we don't do anything about it, the bellwether is going to be chiming before the next hour. So we should make this meeting fast.
Agreed.
If we decide we want to have anything to do with, if we want to interfere with this at all. I'm not sure that we do just yet.
How does this affect us, if I may ask? I'm asking Scannon to Mod.
Well, Charmin had the right of it. This is clearly Skurlock just letting us know just how much influence and power he has. I'm assuming he's doing this to intimidate us. And
right,
for
but
my part, at least,
if we opt not to help out this lad, how does that affect us?
Well, helping Mouse not going to do nothing. If Skurlock wants him dead, he's dead.
Right. So
if you want him dead, he's already
the job
dead.
Yes, but let's finish the job and get paid.
You don't think there's some value in returning the governor his nearly dead son instead of all the way dead son?
No, I don't.
Because
I think the cost is too great to extract his son from this domicile.
Well, let's find that out. That's why I say we should make this meeting short. Yeah, Maud doesn't have any particular sympathies for this kid. I mean, he's a rich brat. She's just wondering what this is all about more than she is concerned about his well-being. And if this is some kind of test, if this is some sort of like, you got a ticking time bomb, you got 30 minutes before this kid dies, and it's going to be on you if you don't.
I
don't think it is.
I'm sorry. This is your thoughts. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. This is just Maud kind of wondering, like, why is Skurlock doing this? So, cool. I think we proceed, yeah?
Yeah.
Honestly, Charming's thinking Skurlock's doing this has nothing to do with me. This is all his decision. That boy dies or that boy lives, it's entirely his doing. If we get him back and bring him back to the governor, who's to say we're not going to be looking worse on both sides?
My point.
Well, we are smugglers. We wanted to get him home safe. We have the right.
We could smuggle him out. It's true.
Yeah, but let's figure that out. Let's burn that bridge when we come to it. Right now, we're going to go talk to the Lord himself. So I think we go to the garden to where he told us.
He's on a balcony above the garden, and you're looking out on it. There are some dried up fountains, and what appears to be some kind of ancient demonic temple.
Right. We remember
in Skurlock's backyard. So, and he's looking out on it, and there is a silver bowl of fruit and some wine set out. And he says, "Help yourself."
Maud comes and walks up to the table and sets the book down on the table, and picks up one of the glasses of wine.
Oh.
And kind of sniffs it like you would sniff, like a regular person would sniff wine, not like a person who thinks it might actually be blood and wants to make sure that there's really wine. Just how a person would sniff a glass of wine to tell it's vintage. Does it smell like wine?
It's totally wine, Michael. You should drink it.
I just wanted to know how you liked your worms.
Worms, Michael. You're eating worms. All right. I'm going to reach over, just nonchalantly pick up a pear and start picking up an apple and start eating it. So, mate, we're going to talk about the dying child in your foyer first or after we get our job, we get this work done?
You think that's a child? He's a young man.
I think it was
I think if he lives to be 60, he's still going to be younger than any of us in this room right now.
He's
I'm not sure I understand what you're saying, Charming.
He's a hothouse flower, mate. And he's bleeding to death.
And he's someone's child, to be certain. He doesn't seem like he has long. And we're wondering if that's of your particular devices or just an act or just a happenstance.
So interesting. You all really care. If you want, you can take him, bring him back home.
Not really. Actually, what we came here for was for payment.
Of course. He walks over to the book and unlocks it and opens it and says, here is...
I think it's clear, like, if the book has a latch or whatnot, it's very clear that, like, it has been used recently. Like, he could see that, like, I've opened it, like it was all dusted over. That area that certainly isn't.
He turns and he says, here is the passage he has written about Atreus.
Could you do us the favor of translating it for us?
He suggests that Atreus should be drawn into one of the ancient fortresses. Those ancient fortresses are those ancient fortresses were always armed with a sword linked to the fortress indelibly. That sword should be able to kill Atreus. Any one of them.
But only in the fortress.
You'd have to find one of the ancient fortresses. Some of them are still about. Some of them are actually still even operational. Some have towns within them. Settlements.
Interesting.
Maud kind of looks up and around her. And would you know where we could find one? Just, off the cuff.
I do not wander the Deathlands, no. I wouldn't know.
You might know where to find information like that. You've been around a bit, right?
Mm-hmm. You would want to talk to the Silver Nails. You can usually find them in the Lost District. Or thereabouts. Sometimes they come into the city.
Heard they're ghost hunters and quite proficient at it. That's all I know, though.
Is it day or night right now?
It's always night.
Yeah, it's always kind of dusky.
It's always night, and it's almost perpetually raining.
There's a blotched purple sun in the air a couple hours a day that like lets off a little light, and then it goes back, and then it retreats back down. It doesn't even go all the way across. It just kind of comes up and sinks back down again.
You can find the silver nails at the Mustang. It's an inn.
Good to know. And if we were to find the location of one of these ancient fortresses, that's something you'd be inclined to know as well.
I don't have much use for them.
Why is that, I wonder?
The demon I want dead, I won't be able to draw into one of them. I have to seek other matters.
How do you draw a demon, mate? I'm not sure if you got that much candy there, Crow.
I have a big bag of candy.
Perhaps.
So really, if we leave and take that lad with us, you're not going to have any problem with it whatsoever.
I will have learned something about you.
What is it you will learn?
That you have a conscience.
Is it a conscience? I mean, honestly, for me, I see a little piss out like that, and I'm fine either way. But we bring him back to his dad. Maybe it's worth something from my pocket. Maybe Maud has some different way of thinking about it. That's why we let her do a lot of the thinking for us.
How you bring them back, if you bring them back, when you bring them back. These are all things that will teach me things about you. So I will know better when we do business again.
Well, speaking of your pockets, Charming, this was not an insignificant task, returning this book to you. You're its owner, no question about that. And I do appreciate you telling us something, but the information you gave us is hardly the answer. We'd greatly appreciate it, and it would tell us something about doing business with you again in the future as well. If you took some of this wealth you have lying around and put it in our coffers so that we could continue doing services for you again.
He picks up a fruit, a big, red, ripe, juicy dusk ball fruit, and with one of his nails, he like writes a little pattern, kind of lackadaisically, and then he bites it. And kind of as if like it's just not like it's in the middle of a conversation. Like you just asked him to be paid, and he just sucks on this thing, and a little bit of the juice goes down his chin, down his mustache, and down onto the ground. And when it hits the ground, it doesn't hit with the texture of fruit.
It's a little more syrupy.
It's a little bit
Thicker?
different.
I'm looking down at the fruit that I have in my hand. I'm looking back at him.
And he releases the fruit, and it's an absolute husk. He's absolutely sucked it dry, and he kind of throws it absently into the garden, and some birds run after it. And he still has like blood in his teeth when he talks, and he says, "I think he walks right into the face of Scannon."
Oh, please.
And he says, "You want your payment?"
Yes, I do. We get paid when we do a job, and we've done a job, so we're going to get paid.
And his hand comes out like this, and coins 3 coins drop, but they're not normal sized coins. They're like effing medallions.
Okay.
And you realize that these things are worth way more than, like each one is like literally worth a coin.
Okay.
And he drops 3 into your hand.
All right. I take them. I'm not, my eyes do not leave his.
Awesome.
Nice.
And I'm going to put them into my vest pocket. I'm going to go. Contract settled. Pleasure doing business.
Pleasure.
The idea, John has said this a little bit about the idea of coin is that it's a really old currency that no one really uses anymore. Everyone now uses little scales or slugs, little like silver bits, chips and whatnot, but that a coin was like a soldier's pay for a year kind of,
Wow.
style. Like that's why a coin is like it's still a unit of measure, but nobody actually has them. I don't know if this is like
until now.
Right. I don't know if that jives with you, Judd. If you like the idea of this being an ancient.
Yeah. Oh, totally. These are like the ancient pre-cataclysm coins.
Wow.
Yeah.
Probably worth 3 coins to somebody, and maybe even more to a collector. We found someone who cared about them.
Enjoy the rest of your evening, Wobbegong crew. It was a pleasure doing business with you. Thank you for returning my property.
The pleasure was ours, Lord Squirlock.
Thanks, mate.
On account that we have similar agendas, in the matter of destroying our own personal demons, perhaps we should work together again. And
yes,
and our goals could be aligned.
Yes, we should.
As we're walking out, I'm looking at Maud. So what do you want to do? Okay, either way.
All right, this is how I look at it. We leave him. Squirlock doesn't believe that he can use emotional ties against us. He doesn't. It strikes him that we don't care about whether a person lives or dies, an innocent lives or dies, for whatever that's worth.
The fact that you would be willing to leave her for some sort of advantage either way says something about who you are. If
I'm going to turn around and look at Charmaine and going, no. What this says is that, first off, you don't know that he's innocent. You're only presuming that because of his age. Secondly, this child has nothing to do with us. We have a job to do. We did the job. We got paid for it. And then we leave. That's how we do things. That's what the crew is about. If the governor wishes for us to recover his son, excellent.
It's not going to matter what the governor wishes in about 10 minutes when he bleeds out on the floor.
And that's my question, Maud. It's not about advantage here. I'm asking what you want to do.
So when you get to him, you kind of like start having a conversation around him, and like you start to look down at him. He's unconscious. And what's more is his blood looks sucked dry, and you can't help but be reminded of the fruit.
He has like that withered look to him.
Yeah.
The fruit did.
Yeah, totally. And there's on one of his cheeks, there's like as if like a nail put in a sigil onto his cheek.
I'm like, fuck this. We're gonna talk about it later. For right now, I'm getting this kid. I'm getting this young man out of here. And Maud's gonna take her.
As she starts moving, I'm kind of shouldering out of the way. Wait a second. Let me get it ready first. I'm walking over to the body. I'm taking off his boot, taking off his sock, rolling the sock up, putting it in the mouth of the boy, taking the belt off, wrapping that around his mouth, pulling it tight. Go ahead, Mike.
Like Maud was about to do something, and she like pauses while you do this. She's like, "All right then," and she takes her demon bane charm, which is old Meg. It's a bit of her grandmother, and she takes it off her neck and she puts it over his. And Judd, I'd like to kind of disrupt. It seems to me like what Maud has observed is that even at a distance, Skurlock has the ability to drain this child of his life essence, right?
Yeah.
Like we saw him do this thing, and it was like, ha ha, look what I can do. He was sucking on the fruit, but he was really sucking on this boy.
Right.
I'd like to disrupt. I'd like to disrupt that. I'd like to interfere with that by using the sort of spirit bane charm to break hold of that.
Awesome.
So that he can't just be like, the moment we get him to a physician, he'd be like, and now he's dead. Because I think like Maud's understanding is like he could just decide for this kid to die anytime he wants. He doesn't have to be in proximity.
Right.
Can I attune to do that? Sort of disrupt the ghost field around
Yeah,
it?
sure.
That link is broken.
Yeah.
This should be fun.
Yeah.
What's the position and effect?
So you're in Skurlock's manor, trying to disrupt his shit with a tune. So it's desperate light.
Desperate limited?
Desperate limited.
Do I get the sense that if I just get him outside the door, I'll have at least a little better effect, even if not better position? Meaning, do I know when I started tuning the ghost field that I'm just way out of my depths inside his manor?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
All right, let's get him out of here fast. And I'm going to see if I can prevent Skurlock from sucking out the last remaining bits. Charming, can you carry him? I've got to do some things.
Right. Let's pick him up, throw him on my shoulder.
Maud winces a little bit because she's just like afraid that like any minute is going to be this kid's like last.
Listen, like you don't remember being on mission, mate. It's the best way to carry them, even if they're injured. Across the shoulders, remember? It's going to get a lot worse if I fall, right?
Oh, like the fireman's carry? Is what you're saying?
Yeah. No, it's fine. It's just the way Charming's having to, out of necessity, having to roughly handle him. All right, so I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna try again when we get outside. What are you guys doing?
Judd did it first.
Now we're all poking the camera.
I'm using my touchscreen instead of my mouse because when I use the mouse, it clicks and my mic picks it up.
Got it.
It's really loud.
Got it. All right. Sweet. So when we get outside, and I try this, what's my position in effect? Same thing?
Desperate standard. Cool.
And I think because my witch tainted, that's going to be reduced down to desperate limited anyway.
Yep.
Because I'm pretty sure that's still the wound from Atreus, mind you. That wound is still lingered. Or I would ask the crow for help, but I suspect that you were like, I don't want any part of this nonsense.
Oh boy, do I not want any part of this nonsense.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
This is the greatest of all foolishness as far as I'm concerned. It was bad enough bringing in kids. This is just silly.
All right.
I can help you if you want. I can make sure his soul don't go nowhere. His ghost stays in place. Just hold it there for you.
That wouldn't be bad. If you don't mind just kind of squeezing a bit. Not so hard that you might crush him, but holding a bit. Yeah, if you got, I don't know if you have a stress to spare, but if you do.
Yeah, I'm dicey, but I'm not about to well, yeah, I'll be fine.
Okay. All right.
Right? Because Judd wouldn't do anything right now. We're fine.
Yeah, I'm just making a desperate roll right now. All right. I'm taking a helping die from Charming, who can literally hold the spirit in.
I take a stress for that, right?
Yeah. Okay. Oh my god! All them dice, and still not a 6 to be found. All right, bring it, Judd.
Spend all your extra coin on downside. Oh, right.
Bring in the thunder.
Cool. So the body starts thrashing as you're severing it, and his clawed hands bite into your wrists, and
can I try and take that damage for him?
I believe you
For
can.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can do the same protect action if you want. You can resist instead of Maud having to. It does mean that you could take stress. Your prowess roll is pretty good though. If I'm
Mouse roll is very good. How
better
much?
than Maud's.
How much does it do?
Severe.
It's 3.
Yeah.
Well, haven't used any of my gear, so armor can take 1. My special armor can take 2.
When you reduce it, when you protect, you'll reduce it by 1 by default as well, because it is a resistance roll feed. So.
Oh, so I'm just taking away 1 level for you?
You take away 1 level and then you take it to yourself. So you reduce it
Right.
by 1 and then you have to deal with it. But you can use your armor and whatnot to.
But I thought you said it was 3 levels of armor. It was only 2.
Exactly, it's 3. But when you protect someone, it's
Right,
a
it'll take-
roll. It'll reduce it down, or it may negate it. It's up to Judd, but
Okay. Because I have armor and I can use my special armor.
exactly.
That's 2 right there, and I need to roll prowess. My question would be is whether or not I need to roll prowess at all, or if I'm just going to take it on my armor.
You have to roll prowess if you want to protect me from it.
Okay.
Yeah. If you want to resist it for me, if you want to take the damage for me, then it's a
Yeah, you're actively intervening. So
by the skin of your chin right there.
Almost trauma there. So close.
1 away.
And I take no damage. Like the way I'm mentally picturing it is like he starts clawing away at Maud. I'm like, no. I just kind of like
bad,
lay on
naughty, bad.
and I'm just like I'm trying to edge out his elbows with my elbows, and then trying to put my forehead on the side of his chin and trying to push him down while he's like thrashing around.
So I don't understand. How does the damage work? I'm not exactly sure how this.
So when someone protects from somebody, it's like they're making a resistance. They make a resistance roll and then they take it. So
Okay.
Charming resisted. So Maud is not going to take the damage. Charming's going to take it, and you have the choice of saying the damage is reduced or negated.
Okay.
I think if you say it's reduced, Jay was just saying that he'd use his armor and other things to reduce it further. But
Got it. So yeah. So the I think the damage is reduced to level 2.
Right. I've got special armor with Battleborn, and I have a point of honor armor for my gear. So it takes care of the other 2.
Okay, so that takes it. Cool. So you get involved, and the boy, the young man, bites into you, but your armor takes it.
I'm thinking like yeah.
How do you want to describe it? Describe it.
yeah,
I'm almost like it's whatever bestial nature that's actually like running the boy is starting to coalesce or like coming out of his skin. It's like becoming a palpable force, which is like overpowering both me and Maud. And I kind of like grab that energy and you kind of shove it right back down into him.
Nice.
Right.
awesome.
Cool.
Or like, and his mouth opens up and I put my hand up by his molars underneath the incisors.
Yeah.
Keep it open.
Nice.
Very nice. Cool. And yeah, and then Maud snips the connection, and the kid just falls unconscious.
Fuck me, mate.
Sorry, he had a bit of a bad reaction there.
Oh, man, that's fine. All I want to do is kick him in the ribs till he starts coughing up blood, though.
It won't take much. I don't know if there's much blood for him to cough up.
Right.
But he's free now. He's free of that place.
Well, let's get him on board then.
And I think now that this happened, like Pete Scannon asked Maud a question and Maud didn't answer. She was like, "I'm not talking to you about this. I'm just doing this thing." And now she turns. She's like, "So you say that's what our crew is about. I'm saying we're better than that. You have a problem with that?"
Yes, I do, because you're wrong. And I take out 2 of the coins from my vest. I put them over the boy's eyes. And I walk to the other side of the boat.
Kyle says, He paid us with a kid? I thought we didn't do that.
No, mate. It's not
He
like
didn't
that.
pay us with the kid, Kyle.
Oh, you're a lot of fighting again. I'm just going to pie at the damn boat. Get your tips sorted.
So, just to be clear, are you leaving these here, Scannon? Because
Sorry.
I'm just going to take him off his eyes.
I think he's divvying up our spoils in the most macabre way he can imagine.
So, yes, then. I pick up one and I flip one over.
Maud looks at it kind of, I mean, like perplexed, like you look at an artifact, like it doesn't even register as like a coin to her as much as it registers as like, this is really fucking old.
And she's looking at this. I slam her on the side of the shoulder. I'm like, look, it's both. It's whatever any one of us says it is any given moment, mate.
It's like the somebody's like the coin is big enough to like cover someone's the palm of their hand, and it's got a little hole in the middle to like tie a bunch of them together in a leather, in a leather strap.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We going home?
I think there's a nice like double entendre of what Charming just said, because you're like, it's both. And you could either be talking about the coin and whether it's a historical artifact or whether it's funny or whether what we do as a crew is one or the other. And I like to leave that just open in the air and like unanswered. So Maud says, yeah, you're probably right, Charming. And she pockets the coin. It disappears into like the many layers.
Awesome. Let's do downtime.
Yeah.
I'll get my hair did.
Yeah, let's take a break actually.
Cool.
And then do downtime when we get back. So
see you soon, folks.
Thanks everybody for joining us at Skurlock Manor. We'll be back shortly.